This past week has been crazy. Ever since Shakur turned down that corny contract, that 25% split contract, the entire boxing world has turned on him. People have been calling Shakur all type of things this week. Calling him a duck, calling him Shakat, all type of weird other nicknames, and I couldn't believe it. But one thing I understood was the truth will always come to the light. So I just sat back and kept quiet. And what happened today? What was revealed this morning? Shakur Stevenson did exactly what y'all been telling him to do. You know, all week, y'all were telling Shakur he's a duck for turning down the 25%. And if he really wanted to fight, then go to the WBC or WBO and force his mandatory. Well, that's exactly what he did. Because unlike y'all favorite fighter, Shakur ain't cat. Shakur really want this action. I know y'all tried to spin it this week, but like I said, the truth will always come to the light. Shout out to Jake Donovan from the boxing scene. He dropped the article this morning titled, Shakur Stevenson Tired of Waiting. Contacts WBC to order Devin Haney mandatory fight. Jake Donovan wrote, BoxingScene.com has confirmed that Stevenson's team has formally contacted the WBC to call for a mandatory title fight versus undisputed lightweight champion Devin Haney, and with the possibility of an even purse split. Newark Stevenson is the WBC mandatory challenger and has attempted to negotiate such a fight in good faith, but has already reached a point to where the sanctioning bodies will have to intervene. Consistent with WBC Rule 3.7, Shakur Stevenson has been designated the mandatory challenger for lightweight champion Devin Haney. While we have tried for the last several weeks to negotiate a bout with Mr. Haney on Mr. Stevenson's behalf, we have not made much progress. So translation, if you don't understand what they're trying to say right there, they're saying basically, hey, we're reaching out for y'all to order this fight because we've been trying to negotiate with them, but we haven't been getting anywhere. They don't seem like they're really interested in making the fight by offering terms like a 25% purse split. So we're reaching out to y'all to order this fight and help us make this fight happen. We respectfully ask that the WBC officially order the bout pursuant to Rule 2.8 so that the free negotiations period can begin. I am confident that once the 30-day negotiation deadline is set, we will make more headway. In the event that we cannot reach an agreement, Mr. Stevenson intends to enforce his mandatory position through the purse bid process. So basically, Shakur said I'm on his ass by any means. He's saying even if the WBC orders the fight, but Team Haney is still playing games, Shakur don't have no problem with the fight going to a purse bid. And then Shakur's team argue why they deserve more than 25%. And it's everything that I told y'all in my last video. Section 2.16 of the WBC rule states that the Board of Governors may by a majority vote authorize a modification of the division of purse offer proceeds between boxers and the purse offer in particular cases, such as consideration of outstanding marketing value of one of the boxers as the WBC shall determine in its sole discretion. The modification of the split of the remainder shall be limited to 60-40 and 55-45, except in the most exceptional circumstances in which the split may be modified to 50-50 at the WBC's sole discretion. Respectfully, this is precisely the exceptional circumstance that Section 2.16 contemplates. When considering the market value of Shakur Stevenson by any and every metric, it is quite clear that a 50-50 split is appropriate. Stevenson's team also cited his current drawing power, as his televised fights have exceeded the respectable ratings posted by Haney in his two fights versus Kambosos. Haney's win over Lomachenko headlined an ESPN pay-per-view, but those numbers were never released and reportedly only sold in the vicinity of 150,000 pay-per-views. Shakur Stevenson has consistently drawn among the best ratings on linear television of any professional boxer in the sport. For instance, when Mr. Stevenson fought Oscar Valdez on April 30th, 2022, he drew 1.16 million viewers on ESPN. Moreover, even against lesser-known opponents, he has in every instance drawn a higher television rating than Mr. Haney. For example, when Mr. Stevenson fought Robson Casasiao, a virtually unknown boxer from Brazil, on September 23, 2022, he drew an average of 1.07 viewers on ESPN. The very next month, Mr. Haney fought well-known unified champion George Kambosos and drew an average of just 945,000 viewers. Mr. Haney's next fight drew even less viewers, averaging just 923,000. Another compelling metric of market value is ticket sales. Mr. Stevenson has consistently been a draw at the gate, regardless of the opponent. He has drawn more than 10,000 fans for each of his last 3 bouts. In fact, his last 2 bouts set attendance records for professional boxing at Newark's Prudential Center, a record long held by popular former champion Thomas Adamek. Those two bouts were against highly ranked but lesser known opponents, Yoshino and Robson Kasachiev. When Mr. Haney fought a lesser known opponent in his hometown of Las Vegas, he reportedly sold less than 3,000 tickets. Finally, Mr. Stevenson is an Olympian. He proudly represented the United States of America at the 2016 Olympic Games in Rio. Mr. Stevenson won a silver medal. Mr. Haney did not represent the country at the Olympics. I don't know why they added that last part in there. That really don't have much to do with nothing. The amateurs don't matter in the pros. So I don't know why they added that in there. And of course, if you go look around on YouTube and on Twitter, are Devin Haney fans talking about all those statistics and facts that Shakur's team talked about? No. You know what they're talking about? They're saying Shakur doesn't deserve 50-50. So this is a form of him ducking, asking for 50-50. I know that's probably hard to believe, but yes, that's the bullshit they're running with now. They coming up with all type of excuses. They're saying, why ain't Shakur worried about Frank Martin and Edwin De Los Santos? They're saying he's not the WBC mandatory anymore, so why he's petitioning for the WBC? They're saying he's the WBO mandatory. They're saying all type of goofy shit, man. These people don't want nothing to do with Shakur. And it's crazy. I never seen no fans scared like this. Y'all acting like y'all gotta fight him. He's not whooping y'all ass. He's whooping Devin ass. And to the point of Shakur's team asking for 50-50, they know they're not getting 50-50. So y'all can stop with this he's ducking shit by asking for 50-50. No, this is just a negotiation tactic. They're setting the bar high so they could get a decent percentage when they do negotiate the real number. Shakur already knows he's not the A side. He already said he's not the A side, so I'm sure he knows he's not getting 50-50. But he damn sure is getting way more than 25%. I don't know what y'all thought was going on. I don't know who y'all think Devin Haney is. He is not a superstar. And they just showed it in this article, like I showed you in my last video. Nothing on the business end for Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson garners. Shakur Stevenson accepted only 25% against Devin Haney. He is not this superstar that y'all think he is. If he was, we wouldn't be making fun of him all the time for having a hard time selling tickets. Like Devin Haney, I just thought about this recently. Devin Haney got the same problem as Ryan Garcia. And Ryan Garcia don't have it as bad as Devin, but it's still the same problem. People only care what they got going on when their name is attached to Tank. Devin and Tank would be a big fight, just like Tank and Ryan was a big fight. But it's only because people are interested, because people view fighters like Devin and Ryan as guys that could potentially knock Tank off and beat Tank. So that's what they're interested in. They're not interested in them on their own as standalone fighters, as standalone brands. People are only interested when their name is attached to Gervonta Davis. And it shows on the business end with people, how many people tune into the fights, how many people buy tickets. It shows. With Shakur, he stands alone. People are acting like more casuals know Devin Haney than Shakur. I would argue way more casuals know Shakur than Devin Haney, if you really pay attention. When Shakur fights, you see all these celebrities, all these athletes tweeting. It shows in his viewership numbers. It shows at the gate with him selling 10,000 tickets, 3 straight fights. This is without him being pushed on YouTube from 14, 15 years old as the next Floyd Mayweather. Without him having Breakfast Club interviews at 17 years old. This is all off the muscle. It really shouldn't be a debate. Devin Haney should be bigger than Shakur. But when you look at the numbers, he's not. And I'm willing to bet that just as many casuals, if not more, know Shakur Stevenson than Devin Haney. So he would have been a nut to take 25%. But let's see how this plays out. I guarantee this fight don't happen. They never going to fight Shakur. They going to keep ducking Shakur. So it's fun to talk about. But like I've been saying, this fight ain't happening. They don't want no smoke with Shakur. If the WBC orders it, they'll move up and fight Regis. Right now, they're waiting on Tank. Team Haney's waiting on Tank to come home so they can take that Tank fight. Because they confident against Tank. They think they could beat Tank. They ain't confident in that Shakur fight. They don't want no smoke with Shakur. And they showing it yet again. But that's what I got for y'all. I'm out.